Hello, guys, and welcome back to the channel. I know it's been such a long time, but as you can probably tell by my voice, I'm really excited because it's not beer that we're doing today. It's not whiskey. We're actually going down the route of brandy, specifically Georgian brandy, Chris.
Georgian Brandy, which never tried before, and the opportunity came up to try it. And some of you may know that the Georgians have been probably producing wines for up to 8,000 years, and they mature them in amphora, which I think are put in the ground.
Yep.
And really, really interesting kind of thing. And there are also different grape varieties to what you kind of get in France, Spain, California, New Zealand, Australia. So they could have different flavours. But to be fair, I've never drunk or tried anything from Georgia before. And we are really excited about this because the one thing you do not get on the video is how this room smells.
This
is perfect.
It's literally smelling like a vineyard right this minute.
It really
amazing.
Is absolutely amazing. So basically, what we have here is we have three brandies. The brand name is Daisi, Daisi, and we have a 3-year-old, a 5-year-old,
and finally the 7
and a 7-year-old. They're all pretty reasonably priced. There is a bit of a variation online, but basically the 3-year-old comes in at about £21, and the 7-year-old comes in at around, I think it was £29, £30. Comparing the 7-year-old to something like Remy Martin VSOP, you're probably saving a few pounds because these are only 50ml bottles. Okay. Yeah. So need to bear that in mind when you're doing a price comparison. But of course, price isn't the point. It is the experience of drinking it.
I mean, I've never tried brandy before, so this is my first time, and already I'm getting the smell from this 3-year-old coming up my nose, and it's blowing me away.
I mean, these three remind me actually of independent single vineyard cognacs.
Yeah.
And because that's the bit I know most about, I'm going to refer to these as or compare to cognacs. So I'm thinking these will be really, really interesting. And basically, from what we can gather in the way of information, they're made by Georgian grape varieties. I'm not even going to try and attempt to pronounce them and make a fool of myself. I can't even pronounce my name sometimes. And maybe after these three brandies, we might not even get around brandy. But anyway, but they're made from 3 grape varieties. And from the research we could find, the 3 main varieties are 1 red and 2 white grapes. They're produced in the main wine producing area of Georgia, which is something like Kelhiti or something like that, but it starts with a K. That's definite.
Yep.
And they're aged pretty much the same as a cognac. So they're oak barrels. There does appear on the internet that the 5-year-old uses a Iberian Spanish oak, and the 7-year-old uses a French oak. So with the age, there should be a bit of difference, and because of the different oak, one might expect a bit of difference.
Oh, nice.
So, how might we compare before we've really got into these? So, the 3-year-old is a VS brandy. In fact, it's better than a VS brandy, which is aged for 2 years. It's aged for 3 years. The 5-year-old is a VSOP, which is in French categories a minimum of 4 years. And by the way, when it says 3 years, it's aged minimum 3 years, minimum 5 years, minimum 7 years. And the 7-year-old is in between a VSOP and an XO brandy. And an XO is 10-year-old, or been aged for 10 years. So it's in between. So that's about exhausted
Yes.
my knowledge. Oh, the one thing to say, as I say, the brand is Daisi, Daisi. If you Google Daisy Brandy, you'll find numerous people
Yeah.
in the UK retail them, and as I say, we've already given out the
Yeah.
prices. I think we need to
Yeah.
try these.
I think the only final piece of information I'll mention is if anyone does ever want to go out to obviously visit the vineyard, the vineyard is called Bolero. I'm sure once you get there, you'll be able to try some of the different grapes that they have on offer and all that, and it will get you into the spirit of wine, brandy, and all that. Really, so
It'd be fascinating.
yeah,
I think a trip out to Georgia, if you,
yeah,
it would be
absolutely.
a really exciting
I
thing
think
to do.
I'm ready to crack on.
Well,
Yeah.
we need to, because we've been salivating for about 10 minutes since
That's
we
it.
poured these. So we'll start with the 3-year-old. Do you want to go first, or shall I go first?
Because this is my first time, I'm going to let you go first, Chris. So
Okay.
I'll be intrigued to hear it from your side.
So swirling that around, I'm hit with just bliss. I mean, this is cognac. No two ways about it. My experience, it's cognac. There's oak, there's vanilla, there's burnt caramel.
Mm.
There's a sharpness in there. I mean, it's actually quite a complex nose on it. I mean, I think the colour maybe a little bit too light, but quite honestly, if you claimed you'd got a independent bottle of cognac, you probably would get away with it
Yeah,
because
I mean, the colour does look good.
it's good.
From here, it looks amazing. A beautiful
Yeah.
colour.
Vanilla, vanilla, fruits. You know what? I've had worse cognacs that are
Okay.
more expensive than this. I mean, obviously, it depends on what your palate is, but the overwhelming there is vanilla. This is crème brûlée with a bit of spice,
No, that does sound
and it's
nice.
it's not the brûlée bit; it's the crème
It's the creme
with a
bit.
bit of brûlée. That is
Nice sugary top that you get.
You know what? If I was going to be absolutely pedantic, really pedantic, this would probably be brilliant with dessert.
Yeah.
Because if I'm being really pedantic, possibly a bit sweet for my taste. I'm blown away.
Blown away.
I can guarantee you that definitely beats cooking brandy, and it's up there with some really good brandies in my mind.
Oh, that smell.
Its issue might be there's not a huge amount of complexity there.
See, I'm getting more like cinnamon on the nose.
Yeah, no, I'd go with cinnamon.
And almonds. I'm
Yeah,
picturing.
almonds.
Probably,
Go with
would you
that.
say like the 3-year-old, like something that you could put like in? I don't know. Like, I mean, Isabel, my partner, makes a beautiful Christmas pudding each year. I
Oh,
could imagine this 3-year-old.
it would be a step up to put that in. And I actually think, to be fair, I mean, it's only a few pounds more than relatively cheap stuff. I mean, this honestly, I think most people would be more than happy to drink. It's a lovely brandy. And do you think it would go with your dessert course?
I am picking. I mean, to me at the minute, I'm because I did pick up the cinnamon and all, and a bit of almond, definitely the vanilla that Chris mentioned. But I also more like thinking a bit more of like dark chocolate, maybe a bit of marzipan as well on the nose. So I am finding it quite sweet on the aroma, but so that's quite interesting. That is actually, to be fair. Now I'm thinking I'm getting that more cinnamon coming through, but then I'm getting stuff like dates, sultanas, currants, dried fruit mixture. I am thinking that is like a fruit cake in my mind. Specifically, oh, what is it that I tend to malt loaf? That's the one I'm thinking of. A bit of malt loaf. What's going on right now on my palate? That cinnamon does drive through.
Yeah, I'm going to say just when you mentioned that, I'm thinking, okay, its finish is fading now,
Yeah.
but that finish, when you said malt loaf
Mm.
and you said cinnamon, I'm actually sitting there thinking, yeah, that's exactly what my mouth thinks is in it at present. I'm actually blown away by this.
That is actually for my first brandy. That's really nice. The only niggle bit that I'm going to have. I mean, this is probably the first time because I've ever tried it. I find it quite more sulfuric compared to a whiskey, but that's just me.
Oh, that's interesting because I normally can pick up sulphurous stuff
Mm.
very quickly, and I'm not getting that. Not getting that
Mm.
at all. Now you're going to make me force me to have
That's
another
me
drink.
though.
Yeah, you could. I mean, there's
Not.
always auto suggestion,
Mm.
and when people mention things, you kind of go, "Oh yeah, yeah, I get that now." No, I mentioned a
Yeah.
sharpness to the aroma, and that is about as close as I could get to saying, yeah, maybe you're picking up a bit of sulphurous
Mm.
stuff, but it's not unpleasant.
I tell you what though, the finish though is so. It's actually lingering to me palate, and this, dried fruitcake texture I'm getting. I mean, that is beautiful.
I honestly, I don't think you could go wrong with a bottle
I
of
mean,
that.
we're 12 minutes
In
into
fact,
the.
I'm now going to quibble even
Yeah.
further. It's a shame it's not a 70-litre bottle.
Yeah.
Sorry, 70 litres, 70
CL.
CL.
Yeah.
Yeah, 70 litre bottle for that price. Gosh,
That
liver
is good.
transplants. Here we come.
Mm.
That is really, really good.
Mm.
Now, what I think we should do is put a pause on the video,
Yes.
refresh our palates,
Refresh our
because
palates. Yeah.
that will
Mm.
let us misjudge that